Peace. What's happening, good people? This gift here for Pay Us No Mind, and this is a review of the digital distributor Unrpm. Now, the main draw for Unrpm is the fact that it's free, at least initially. There is no upfront cost of using Unrpm, so you do not pay out of pocket to distribute your music. What they do is take a percentage of the revenue generated from it, which sounds like a better deal. If you make money, they make money. If you don't make money, they don't make money. So seemingly they would be incentivized to help you make money. So we'll take a look at whether they provide anything that does that, as well as some other stuff. Now, one thing to recognize with Unrpm is those percentages, because they're pretty lofty. So it's 15% of your revenue from streams and sales, but there are other fees that we'll tackle in a minute. First, let's go through some of what they offer. So it's like, you see, it seems like there's a lot going on. So let's just hop over and look at digital distribution. So they got digital delivery, and they tell you free UPC and ISRC codes, video distribution to Apple, Tidal, and others. So that's one thing that's appealing, video distribution. And video distribution is free. Again, initially, they're not charging you anything up front for video distribution, but they do take 50% of the revenue that is generated from your videos in exchange for distributing your music videos for free. So it's 50% of the revenue that they take. This other stuff, lyrics, manual review, blah, 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 doesn't, it's not really nothing to write home about. Platform features, smart link generator. Everybody gives you smart links these days, and it's not really like the smartest thing to tie that type of thing to a digital distributor, because you might switch digital distributors and then what? And this is something that I found entertaining as well. Advertising campaign manager. Because you look at this and you see advertising campaign manager and you think that you could run advertising campaigns through them. Now I have releases with Unrpm. So I check and see. So I'm looking at these things and I'm checking them out. Machine assisted project manager, collect royalty sharing, account balance ledger. All right. Let's go back. So yeah, going back to this advertising campaign manager, that is not a tool to like run and manage advertising campaigns. All they're doing in there is giving you tips. So it's like if you go to Facebook, like they got these tabs, and it's like Facebook tab just tells you what you could do. So it's like, we can look at it here. So you see, look, this is all that they're doing. So it's like set your pitch notes in Spotify, set your Spotify artist pick, right? And mark as complete. So it's just basically just a list of to-dos. It's like a to-do list for the different platforms. It's not like an advertising campaign manager tool or anything like that. So, they're not doing anything here. So a lot of what Unrpm is putting up is just like, it's just stuff that makes it seem like a lot is going on then actually going on, make you feel like you're getting a whole lot of value for that 15%, but doesn't seem like they're really doing anything above and beyond what you would have done from a distributor like TuneCore that's charging you $15 for unlimited distribution and allowing you to keep 100%, or even DistroKid that's doing $20 for unlimited distribute. I mean, there is the aspect of the amount of stores and stuff like that with DistroKid to consider, but with TuneCore, definitely, it's not something that I would say, really like meets that mark. Now, content ID. So going back to the percentages, right? OneRPM charges you 15% for digital distribution. For music videos, they're taking 50% for distribution of music videos. And for content ID with YouTube, they are taking 30% of your revenue. And when it comes to transaction fees for you getting paid, like the payment provider, when they send your money to PayPal or whatever have you, you are paying the transaction fees for that. They are not capping it like where a TuneCore says, hey, you'll never pay more than 25 cents, or a DistroKid says, hey, you'll never pay more than $1. OneRPM ain't saying you'll never pay more than anything. They're just like leaving that, you know, for you to eat. You got to pay that. So the fees for OneRPM can be crazy. So it's like you're saving up front, but you're paying a lot on the back end. So where does OneRPM really separate itself from other distributors if that base offer doesn't make a world of sense in comparison to other digital distributors? I would say where they set themselves apart is here. Like where you look at what they offer to artists who are like at this kind of like semi-established level for like an indie artist. So it's like if you are an indie artist, then they're providing stuff for you. So it's like OneRPM provides bespoke marketing and career development solutions to qualify artists who need more than digital distribution. Right? So they got Taken Off. OneRPM creates and executes marketing plans for artists in need of additional resources. Digital service provider, platform marketing, dedicated project management and execution, financing, access to OneRPM studios, facilities, advertising support on DSP, social media, Google and YouTube, admission into OneRPM's multi-channel network. So all of this stuff you get if you're like a semi-established artist. Next level, terrestrial radio campaign, full PR campaigns, merchandising, production support, and A&R development. So it's like it's a lot they do for you if you are at a certain level. So it's like OneRPM, if you are an artist at that semi-established level, is functioning like label services pretty much. So they will do a lot for you. Now you compare at this tier, you're comparing them to like an AWOL or an Empire or something like that, The Orchard. And you look at those platforms and you say, okay, well, how do they compare? And I mean, listen, OneRPM is in the ball game, right? When it comes to those things, because those platforms, for the most part, a lot of them are just offering playlist pitching. They're saying, hey, we'll do playlist pitching for you. Maybe some other marketing where they'll try to get you some placements in other places, but they don't extend this level of services to artists, you know? So yeah, it's a conversation to be had about whether OneRPM should be an option when you are in the realm where you're considering using AWOL or Empire or something to that effect. And what would be interesting to also know is how they prioritize, because if they're providing these services to all of these artists, then that's great, because I know that a lot of those other platforms don't treat everybody equally, pretty much. You know, a lot of those other distributors at the highest tiers, they don't have like I mean, AWOL might, but the other ones from artists that I know that use them, they don't really get the kind of special treatment that they claim that you would get if you were using them. So it's like we don't know what percentage OneRPM would like to take from artists in exchange for these things. You know, they're saying that those things are negotiated. So you don't know what you're in for from that regard. But if you're looking to use OneRPM, this would probably be the reason you would use them if you're at this stage. And if you're not at this stage, then it doesn't make a world of sense. Now, as always, y'all can hit me up at Payusnomind on Instagram, at Payusnomind on Twitter, Payusnomind@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, share, comment. You know the drill. This is Gift signing off. Payusnomind. Peace, good people. One.